Imagine someone asks you to cat sit. You come over, and it's just a goddamn femboy sitting there in cat ears and at you. 1 year in here for $30 billion. You have no books, movies, phones, consoles, nothing. Can you do it? People are talking about this like it's a matter of keeping yourself entertained, Lamau. You will be seeing the Hat Man by day 8. Khloe Kardashian's hands look like the hands of what I imagine lives under my bed and grabs my ankles in my sleep. I'm not like other girls, she said, golden skins shimmering in the summer sun, and she wasn't. She was a rotisserie chicken that I bought, took outside, and performed a small skit with in the parking lot before eating in my car while sobbing loudly. They should not give cops horses. Give those horses to postal workers so I can sit out on my porch drinking iced tea, and then a guy rides up on a horse and says, "Hey pal, got a letter for you here." I hate ordering from Starbucks. It's like, "Hi, can I get a mango bing bong ice sprinkle?" Let me try that again. Can I get a mango bing bong ice sprinkled banjo drink with 2 shots of Hyundai Tucson? My brain is an internet browser with 108 tabs open, and every time I try to close them, it asks me, "Are you sure?" And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about anything. Stamps foot. I do not want a gumbo recipe from the New York Times. I want a gumbo recipe from an old woman named Mama Thebodio Landry, who can bare-knuckle box an alligator while reciting the Holy Rosary in Cajun French. Wife. Ugh, here comes Brad from my work. Me. Which one is he again? Wife. The guy that says things and you can never tell if it's a compliment or an insult. Brad. Well, someone smells like muffin mix. Some of you never had to manually upload your CD collection to your wonky laptop in order to populate your playlist so you could have your favorite music on your iPod, only to have the whole library wiped out because you ejected it improperly, so you smashed your iPod, and it shows. Wanted. Someone to climb into this hole in the library for us. Job requirements. Limber. Trusting. Has not read The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe. Pigs can't look up, but I could pick up a pig one night and raise it into the sky and tilt this pig ever so gentle. I can make sure this pig's eyes line up with the stars. Imagine seeing the stars for the first time. I want to be treated that kindly and see the stars for the first time. Children are so strange. I just had 7 young boys on my front porch demanding to see my cat. They had a leader. I opened the door, and before I could greet them, he said, "Where's your cat?" I know he's in there. We see him in the windows and he's real fat. I don't know what to do here. I don't often get sick, but when I do, I instantly become a frail Victorian child asking mother for permission to be carried into the garden to see the sun one last time before the consumption takes hold. How do I tell my boyfriend that I want him to scream at me in bed like he's Gordon Ramsay and I'm a little chef who just ruined a creme brulee? He drives the car like he's a retired teacher with 3 kids, and this is his side job because his 3rd son will marry soon, and he wants him to have a great wedding. 6 desserts that are better than sex, but not as good as Hey Ya by Outkast. The sun is probably the closest thing we'll ever have to a true eldritch abomination. Hear me out here. Older than recorded history, was here longer than any of us and will be here long after we leave. Has a finite beginning and end, but is still incomprehensibly ancient. Burns itself into your vision instantly and can blind you if you look for too long. Further prolonged exposure can cause cancerous growths. Non-humanoid shape floating through space, colossal flaming tentacles angrily lash out on occasion. Sort of just appeared one day and is now surrounded by the corpses of its stillborn children. People used to sacrifice other people to appease it, and pretty sure it screams at us sometimes. Every woman's biggest nightmare is a late marriage. Mine is sitting on a toilet and a hidden snake attacks my vagina, but okay. You know, I've also had this fear, for my... Where are Centaur's lungs and heart? Logic says in the peoply chest bit, but they wouldn't be big enough for an animal that size. And if they're in the horse bit, what is inside the peoply chest bit? Remember when Pizza Hut pan pizzas were basically a culinary delicacy? They'd bring them out on a real freaking skillet that was piping at 700 degrees Fahrenheit right as your 3rd song kicked in on the jukebox after you played a game of Galaga. We were royalty. I mean... I didn't grow up in the 80s, so I did not experience this, but I did experience Pizza Hut a few times, and it was alright. But the Germans have a word for when you go to Lidl and stock up on treats for the weekend on a Wednesday and then have to look at them for the rest of the week. What? Me? This pizza's really good. Somebody who visited Italy with their family for a week when they were 14. It's fine. Thursday is the Luigi of weekdays. It's not as popular as Friday, but it's not evil like Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday is Toad. Shape-shifting is the best superpower because you can have any haircut anytime you want. You can turn into a hotter version of yourself, you can turn into a dragon, you can turn into a robot, you can turn into a shambling mound of abstract shapes and sulk outside your estranged father's house at night while chanting ominously about his sins. This took a weird turn, but I'm still on board. Alright, we got some customer requests here for this pizza. Crust a little crisper than normal, but not too crispy. If that's not vague enough, make it like you're taking revenge on a cheating boyfriend, but you still want to reconcile in the not-so-distant future. Another one, the gate is tricky. Please don't break it. And the spider on the porch is called Frank. Be nice to Frank. He guards the tomatoes. Okay. Twizzlers taste like as if someone was vaguely thinking of cherries whilst melting plastic bags into a pasta noodle press. Tommy Lee Jones always looks like his son just told him he cooked a ribeye steak in an air fryer. Me in hell describing gaslighting and love bombing to a medieval peasant who was executed for stealing a spoonful of buckwheat in 1259. See somebody on Twitter who is more successful than me. I gotta get off this website. Switches to Instagram and sees someone hotter than me. Man, this app. Goes on Facebook and sees a guy I went to middle school with is in jail for murder. There we go. Made on Earth by humans. I would fucking hope so. Therapist, so how depressed would you say you've been feeling lately? Me, I don't care anymore if my foot hangs over the bed where a monster can get it. Therapist, whispering, Jesus, wow. Your fiance gets kidnapped in a foreign country. You stay out till 2 a.m. searching with authorities, but eventually you have to call it and return to your hotel. Do you still do your skincare routine, yes or no? I've gone so many years without physical contact that at this point I think someone tenderly holding my hand would kill me, like how a flavor-blasted goldfish would kill a medieval peasant. When you get home from a long-ass day at work and your girl asks if you'd still love her if she was a lamp. Tea. Calming. Many flavors. The answer to all problems. Coffee. Anxiety juice. 3 heartbeats for the price of 1. More than 4 cups and you can talk to electricity. Please do not eat in the library. The ants will get in and learn to read and get too smart, and knowledge is power, but power corrupts, so they'll turn evil and take over the world. Dog shelters. Don't buy puppies. Consider adoption instead. Also dog shelters. This is Pissfingers. She's 19 years old and can't live in a home with children, books, or electricity. Pissfingers is nervous around hair and needs 400 acres of land and an orchard of extinct fruits. Your death metal garbage sounds like music to sacrifice goats to. Glad you like it. It's truly awful. Can you turn it down, please? You missed the point. If I turn it down, you'll hear the goat screaming. Authorities cannot be more specific than this. Do not touch your partner's private part while he or she is driving. Either you had a Wii growing up or your parents are still together. You only get one. I had a Wii growing up. Ordering a pizza in a snowstorm is such a move, lol. Oh, the roads are too bad to drive, but let's see if this 17-year-old kid can make it in his 04 Kia. Streaming music. Every song is on every platform. Streaming shows. Season 1 is on Netflix, Season 2 is on Hulu, except for the season finale, which is only available on HBO Max in Japan. What is your most controversial video game hot take? The pursuit for photorealism in games is a fruitless endeavor that only results in bloated file sizes that take too much space. Doom Guy's a bottom. Cool country you've got there. Would be a shame if someone invented a website for ranking hot girls on campus and your mom used it to learn how to poison herself with horse paste. The fewer words a magic sword's name has, the more dangerous it is. You don't want to be on the wrong end of Dark King Grudamore's Edge of Annihilation, don't get me wrong, but you for sure do not want to be on the wrong end of something called the Throngler. That's what they called me in high school. If I could give any advice to my 8-year-old self, stop talking about how much you like owls all the time. You're about to get worthless owl things for every holiday until you're 20. Start talking about how much you like cold, hard cash. Finding out someone's go-to OTC painkiller is so insane. Like, you're friends with someone for years and you find out they come from a Tylenol family. Ibuprofen, the hottie. Love her, the gold standard. Tylenol, like, okay, I guess. Someone's mom is a nurse. Aleve, hardcore, possibly goth? This person has chronic pain. Lots of respect to them. Aspirin, what's going on here? More questions than answers. Each morning I put 1 uncooked ravioli in a thermos. I pour hot water over it, sleeping it like tea, and then I drink it all day at work. I work at the White House, and at the end of the day, as I take the last sip of the tea, the soft ravioli slides into my mouth and I eat it. Why did I have to read this? Apparently some people go to bed and just sleep. They don't plot a 7-book epic fantasy series or softly broil in existential dread or replay every mistake they've ever made, and then they wake up, checks notes, refreshed? It just sounds a bit fake. Chihuahua owners will really just say things like, this is Princess Prissy. She is 2 years old, has 17 rare diseases, tried to kill me with a small knife, and vomits constantly. She is so cute. And you have to pretend to like the little thing like it doesn't look like a fly with an God, there's a lot of big boy words here today. But you know, sounds like a broken weed. That I can understand that, yeah. You will die at an Arby's in Columbus, Ohio. I'm staying out of Ohio.